Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, I think you guys can hear me now. Sorry about that. What's happening, party people? The new Warhammer reveals are happening, man. I hope I'm playing audio. What's happening, party people? The new. Great. Okay. Yeah, I can hear myself. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to. I had moved apartments, so I just had to. I like just got home 5 minutes ago, and I just hooked up like the webcam and everything. Do, 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 do. No, I don't want to learn more. Come on. We hear you, but not the GW stream. Can I even legally share the GW stream? I don't know. I don't. I don't know if I can, because it's like a stream within a stream thing. Straight up do not know the legality behind this. I don't know, it was like Chapter Master Valric or somebody doing another react. Oh. Yo, what's good, Nick? Nick, did you message me back? I want to know your record. And I feel like going to the Warhammer community site and trying to narrow down the standings is not the best way to do it. What is this? Uh-oh, another Space Marine chaplain? Oh! Oh, what is this? Yo. Geneva Convention says yes. Well, if the Geneva Convention says yes, then I want to do the opposite of that. No, Nick, you went 3-2. Hey, man, you had a good run. You should be proud of the fact that you were able to make the top 32 in the world. I'm very proud of you, you know. And hey, you have like the Worlds group to look forward to, right? That's pretty cool. Asmodai, yes. I love the smoke, the incense coming from the backpack there. Glass half dead does great. Okay, good. So if he goes down, I'll go down with him. Are we getting kill team news from this event? I think every GW game except for Warcry is getting a preview.
In case he manages to get hold of a fallen or even one of the enemies that might know their location. You've got a backpack on him there. You can either have kind of drifting smoke and essence, or if you want to paint it up really nicely, or if you maybe don't really fancy painting lots of smoke effects because it's not your jam. You can absolutely just have a plain backpack and not have that essence.
I love the options, especially if you're into kit bashing your other Marine forces.
Yeah, I mean, kind of stuff. The other obviously.
Why is the webcam, or not the webcam, why is the stream audio coming through my mic and not the desktop audio? That's very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know.
The ludicrously oversized sword.
Worlds is chillax rounds over the 2 days. Hey, Hooters is a great place to live. You know? The buffalo chicken sandwich they got there is straight bussin'. Oh! So these guys got leaked earlier, these Deathwing Knights, but oh my goodness, those are some Terminators. Those are some Terminators. I hope they still have like the maces and stuff. They got them all with like these power swords or whatever.
Terminators of the chapters come forth, and the first amongst them is, of course, the Terminator Masters of Warhammer 40,000, the Deathwing, which are perhaps even amongst the Space Marines, the most renowned Terminators in the galaxy.
We've got some comments in the chat said it's not a want, it's a mighty need that's happening.
Yeah.
And there's also some questions we might be able to answer here in a second.
Yeah, there's some options in this kit which is worth calling out. So Deathwing Knights at the moment obviously have their maces. There is a build in this kit with enormous, great Caliber Knight swords, and for me as well, like obviously. The Dark Angels are synonymous with swords. The actual symbol of the chapter itself is that broken sword representing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, I think I fixed that. And then. Sorry, guys. I know this stream so far has just been me messing around with my settings. I do apologize for that. But hey. These Deathwing Knights are pretty cool. I wish they didn't get leaked earlier. Oh, you can give them power maces, I guess. I've like low-key been collecting Dark Angels for a little bit. Like I picked up the Lion when he was like really hard to find. Like I found him just in a random Games Workshop in like Saratoga, New York. And so I was like, oh, I gotta get that. Super hard to find kit. Got him. I got a couple Deathwing. Look at that. What? Why is my Streamlabs? What do we got going on here? Why can't I see the entirety of my chat? That jelly, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what those things are. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, dude, the Saratoga Games Workshop store was really nice. I went there to watch some of the horse races. My family's really into horse racing. So I come from a long line of degenerate gamblers, I guess. But yeah, it was like the GW store was like 5 minutes from my hotel. So like the morning of the races, I'm like, oh, let's stop there for a second just to see what's what, see what's up. New Orcs Codex is coming out soon. Yeah, we've seen this stuff already. I didn't remember that the Orcs Codex was coming out at the same time as the Dark Angels. That's pretty cool. Shane and I are working on. We've basically, like a few months ago, we started working on like an Orc 40k army. I've been collecting orcs for forever. Kind of to be like the op for my Black Templars. And so, yeah, when that codex comes out, that'll be fun to finally get working on that army. AdMech need a new codex, horribly. I guess they're like dog water in 40k. Give me your best what? Nick, what is that even? UTD? I feel like you're debating me into something right now. You're trying to get me banned. OTD? Oh, you want like a bet line? Is that what you want? Nah, this isn't a sports betting channel yet. Houdini! I can do it pretty good. Like I rented A New Hope on VHS probably like 30 times from my local public library when I was like 5 years old. So Houdini! Whoa, who's that big guy? That's cool. Wow. Yo, Age of Sigmar is so cool.
For the courts, and they are armed with the best weapons.
There we go. I figured out desktop audio. Oh my god.
As a particular note there to some of the fine heraldry on the flag.
Oh my god, what a nightmare, guys. I sincerely apologize for the quality of this stream thus far.
So you can either have them with swords, or you can kit them out with halberds, giving you some options in terms of how you want to kit them out.
Those are cool.
How you want to
little nasty guys.
Amazing.
This is one of the units that the courts have really been waiting for.
This is what they should be doing for all of the Age of Sigmar armies. Just like coming out with like actual like new mods. just like refreshing the entire like army line. Because like basically this entire faction prior to now really, it was all just like holdover stuff from Fantasy. I wish they did it with Skaven. Because Skaven, it's like the amount of like models that are like pewter still in that line is egregious. And Skaven are like the most, probably like one of the most popular Age of Sigmar lines, I think. They really got to refresh that whole line. These are cool. God, there's so many, like, they're just like, but as you can see, this is like the Cities of Sigmar release, but for Flesh Eater courts.
That can stand proud in the mortal realms. Some beautiful shots of the back of him there, showing off the full heraldic panoply of his
1998 minis. Yeah, literally, like there's minis in that line that are almost as old as me, and I'm 28. No, I'm 29. No, I'm 28. I'm 28. Yeah. I turned 29 in December. Bill Clinton was president back then. Yeah, dude, the assault weapons. I'm not gonna finish that sentence because I don't want to get godded by YouTube. Yeah, Bill Clinton was definitely president back then.
But often, unfortunately, some of the justices need to
Royal Decapitator.
And when that's true, this guy stoically steps forward to deliver that unfortunate punishment
with the sharpest and steadiest blows, obviously showing mercy and grace.
What do you guys think of the lore for the Flesh Eater courts here?
Well, some of this will be coming in a new army box, which is
because it's funny. I get like the lore for them is like they think they're basically like the Knights of Bretonnia, but they're really just these like degenerate, like feral cannibals.
Yeah, really.
I thought it was kind of like a hard pitch when they first came out with the faction. It's like, where did the Knights of Bretonnia go? Oh, they're insane cannibals now. Oh, okay.
the Mortark of Delusion, Nagash's most noble and most fastidious champion. A
This
hero
guy
of
looks
the
so
world
cool, though.
that was, still lives.
This guy looks like a
For
Dark Souls
noble line of
boss.
Strigoi, which obviously traces its line
Mortark
all
of
the way back to
Delusion.
the ancient
Yeah.
realm of Lamia in the beyond the borders of the old world.
This is absolutely spectacular. The detail, almost overwhelming. Look at that.
It's such a good model. It's just, I think, one of the best models. Kind of in Age
Model of
Sigmar,
the
which is
year,
saying
question
something.
mark?
Some absolutely stunning stuff in there. But a painter's
This probably
vision.
won't be out until like
This model is
January
very big,
at
so
least,
there's gonna be
but
some,
yeah.
comparison shots. You can kind of get a sense of how big it is by looking at some of the sizes of some of the accoutrements and the jewelry that's on that model.
And maybe some of those depictions.
This
of,
dude is
of real
dripping.
life on the cloak there.
Yeah,
Look
absolutely.
at the jury. He's got so much jury on. Oh my
We'll
god.
have a website soon as well,
With the
next
pimp
to,
rings.
some of the other miniatures in the range, so you can kind of see how this guy stacks up against some of the other things. But a very impressive, very imposing miniature, and of course an important part of the narrative of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. The cool thing about the king himself is that we've heard an awful lot about the Summer King, about Usherin, the Mortark of Delusion of Nagash for an awful long time. But even
Oh, yo, what's good, Zach?
world it was in,
Zach the Ripper in the
there's
chat.
never a model. There's never been a model for this guy, right? So this
Yeah,
is
like,
really
I've,
nice
like-
to see him in all of his glory, all of his regal
I've
glory.
like flirted with Age of Sigmar. Like I've got stuff for like Slaves to Darkness.
The finery,
'Cause I think they're the
amazing,
coolest.
nobility, the charm.
I think I'm gonna build like
Yeah.
2k
There we go.
points
So,
of
very
Slaves to
exciting news for
Darkness.
Warhammer Age of Sigmar. But let's have a look at another game
And like
system.
I've played it a few times. And like it plays fun. I think it plays better than 40k. At least 9th edition 40k it played better. This is a game that I wish I cared about, Warhammer Underworlds, because like it's literally like award-winning. It's an award-winning board game. Like you could argue that it's like one of the best games that Games Workshop has ever come out with, but it's just like nobody in my area has any interest in it.
For Warhammer Underworlds, we have seen Cruel Boys before, but this is a very different take on the kind of Cruel Boy archetype. This is a warband, Dagog's Stab Lads, and these are led by Dagog, which is the guy with the big spear there. His kind of thing is that he is the Fink Stealer, which means that he's out to try and get hold of enemy leaders, take their heads, and using various magics of Mork, take the cunning inside their heads so he can become the most cunning kill boss.
Zach, when are you fighting next?
I think he just needs the
Because
heads, so
Shane and I
he
gotta
can
tune in
progress
for
that.
that.
That's powerful
But
magics.
there's some fun stuff going on in this warband. Each one of them is kind of an interesting kind of archetype within the Cruel Boys. So you've got the kind of sneaky one on the far right there with the knives. You've got the one that's like a little bit of a bruiser with his big two-handed chain. He's kind of like the monster breaker sort of thing. You've got the horn. One fun thing about the Hornblower is that the horn of Kragnos. So when he sounds that, the other Uruks can kind of hear the rumble of their god wherever they are. And then you've got Dagog himself, who's the leader. So it's a really fun, very thematic and characterful warband. And it's a little look at some of the stats. These guys
I know so
are
little about this
solid.
game.
This is a
I
good
get you.
warband.
All
They
right.
fight pretty well. They are Uruks, so lots of health points. They hit pretty hard in combat, but they also
Looking
have,
forward to
a
it.
few tricks to help them out. So they don't fight fair. They have schemes, which basically means that they are things that you know is on the way, you know that you're trying to achieve and will change the way the battle works, but your opponent doesn't know it's coming, so you can kind of plot out a little bit of how you want the game to play out, knowing full well what the future is going to hold, but your opponent is nonetheless...
So this is all cool and all, but what do you guys think of the new Kill Team box coming out soon, Salvation, with like the scouts and the Scorpions?
Yeah, they all comes as one set. So as long as you've
Because like Shane and I haven't really had the opportunity to talk much about them recently, except for like the last podcast. I think we like talked about them briefly. We like focused entirely on the scouts and just completely glossed over like what the hopes for the Scorpions were.
A really nice way to kind of get some get a new warband for Warhammer.
Underworld is actually one of the components here, the World Championship.
Excuse me.
First champion country here for this event. It's one of the events people can.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those systems that's on the up at the moment. Lots of excitement about the current season of Warhammer Underworld. Lots of people enjoying it an awful
Meh.
lot. So yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
excited to see
that's fair, Matt.
Warband and lots of future warbands.
Because it's like I look at the Scorpion sculpts,
Right, let's have a look
and
at
they all look the same. Like I don't even know if they have any different weapons. Yo, if these are Sons of Horus Reavers, I'm gonna freak out. Okay, it's just assault troops. Okay. It's so funny, like Horus Heresy players have been waiting forever for these guys, and they came out they showed them in Legions Imperialis prior to these guys coming out, and they're like essential for like some armies.
How cool is that? Folks have been saying, we need infantry, we need infantry.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
long time
I would
coming.
imagine they would
Finally
be
got,
3 APL.
Plastic Assault Marines are very much here for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. They are in beaky armor, which I think, for me, feels like the most appropriate armor for Assault Marines, because they look like pointed, right? They look like they can go fast.
They do.
They look a bit
The
like Blade,
scouts
right? So that-
in the Salvation box.
the jump pack, they are
What was that
multi-part
noise?
plastic kit. You've got everything you need in this box set.
The scouts in that Salvation box, like the heavy bolter guy,
bolt pistols wielding unit,
it looks like the
or
same exact
to
sculpt
shield and
as
chainsaw wielding as well.
like the old scout.
Yeah, so
just
the
like
Legion's kind of famous for
Primaris-ified.
right? So your the shield is particularly cool if you've got something.
The sniper guy looks cool though.
Siege-esque sort of force, so your Imperial Fists, your Iron Warriors, also things like Ultramarines, where they have that kind of shield wall kind of aesthetic going.
I feel so
If you want a more
bad
well-rounded
looking at these
Legion,
guys right
it's
now.
more offense, less
I
defense.
picked up
For
the
rest of
Age to
Warhammer
Darkness
40,000,
box because I just can't say no to like a Games Workshop game starter kit.
And the Imperial Fist
And I've built and painted exactly 2 miniatures from that box. It was a Terminator and a Tactical Marine. And I painted them up in the Sons of Horus color scheme. And they look great. You can find them on my painting Instagram. Botched minis. But
Horus Heresy jump packs we've seen in the past.
yeah, I
Very
don't know.
flexible with
It's not a very
the
popular
Warhammer
game in my
40,000
area.
and the Horus Heresy thing. So if you've got something like
The models are sick though.
Space War Force and you want to get some Sky Claws in there or something like that, that'd be a fine choice.
I love that they are including faction-specific tokens and cards. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like Iron Warriors in Warhammer 40,000.
Are they going to reveal something new or just let us see some rules for the ones already previewed? They're definitely... Like with reveals like this, they hardly ever show like rules. It's almost always just like showing miniatures and like upcoming like product releases. So I would be very surprised if they don't show us something new for Kill Team tonight.
Unsubtle unit, but very useful in Warhammer the Horus Heresy, because it's rare that you're kind of able to move around the battlefield quite as fast as these guys. And in the Horus Heresy, you can have a lot of jump troops in your army, right? You can have swarms of them. Warhammer 40,000 maybe be unusual to see more than maybe 10 or 20.
Shame they
In
get
Horus Heresy,
dated with
50
balanced
is
data
not an
slate.
uncommon sight in an army, so you do want plenty of them. And the good news is they come in nice big boxes of 10, so you can get
Not
them
sure
in
what you
boxes
mean
of
by
30.
that, Master Chief.
Kit basher myself, you know, be able to mix and match bits and create the squads that looks best.
Yeah, we'll have some pictures of these up on the community website soon as well. But the thing to know as well is there's lots of options in there for the commanders of that squad. So Power Fist and Lightning.
So I'm super jealous of Shane and Nick Craven, who's been in the chat here with us tonight, because they got to see this whole preview thing like early. Because they're actually at the Warhammer World Championship for Kill Team this weekend. Unfortunately, Shane finished, I think it was 9th today, so he missed top 8. So he'll be playing in like the Worlds group, which is still pretty cool, but he's not going to be making the top cut. And unfortunately, neither is Nick. But both those guys had a great run. I bet you the room was packed, Nick. Oh no, you couldn't see anything? That sucks, dude. What the hell?
Taurus Venator, the Palatine Enforcers are able to get access to this. You might recognize the Taurus Venator from Astra Militarum forces, commonly used by things like the Elysian drop troops, but this is a common chassis template design that's seen across the Imperium in lots of different places. The Palatine Enforcers make good use of it, and it is significantly, I suppose, more.
Do any of you guys play Necromunda?
Things that they're coming up against in the Ash Waste, they are well equipped. So much
like Necromunda's like, it's a cool game. It's a cool idea. I like the idea of Necromunda, but I'm not sure how well it actually holds up. Because like it's all like narrative focused.
So cool, and the wheels too, and the thing.
Yeah, it looks very fun. It looks very durable, right? So you've got lots of wheels, and it looks like it could very happily race across the dunes. You've got lots of little details, so the heads on the riders, they're interchangeable with lots of other stuff. You've got different weapon options. You've got
Oh, I know you do, Matt.
Storage and spare fuel and stuff like that. So
Matt, isn't your like your Necromunda faction like Chaos Cultists or something, or is it like Gene Stealer Cult?
Paint it nice and clean and put none of those details on, and have it like it's just rolled.
Yeah, Necromunda is the definition of a social game. Okay.
I do like that very ground level. That kind of.
Yeah, like it's narrative, but the rules are like really crunchy for it. What is that thing?
Inside a city or something like that.
Oh, that's just got to be one of the Ash Waste like Dune Riders.
Yeah, I mean,
That bug thing.
Is like a microcosm of the whole Warhammer 40,000 universe, right? Which is like this planet, which has just been completely ruined by the industry of humanity, and now you've just got like fighting.
Both. Okay, I'm happy that I remembered both factions that you play in Necromunda. That's a deep cut, I guess. I think the last time we talked about Necromunda with you was probably like 2 years ago or something.
Horrifically corrupt. That every single gang is trying to do something horrible. There are the cannibals.
Friend of mine gifted me a God, what do you call them? Not the Orlocks.
Very grim place indeed. A very fun place to set a skirmish game.
Goliath.
Enjoy.
Goliath gang.
In their hands, maybe,
yeah, I mean,
they have some designs on that.
Like unbuilt, unpainted, and everything.
So I'm quite sure we'll see a few of those.
But I'm looking forward to trying out Necromunda at some point.
Very well. So if you're looking for like an alternate Ridge Runner or something like that, I think that would just zoom into that slot quite happily. And it's much like the Orcs, there's something to be said for having a little bit of a hodgepodge look to your Gene Stealer cult force as well. So I think I'm eyeing that up for my Gene Stealers. I think I might swoop in there as well, which obviously could do dual service in Necromunda.
If the rules are similar to Kill Team, then
there we go. Right, cool.
Should not be hard for me to pick up on.
I think we are now onto
Yeah. It was funny, when the Necromunda, not like the Gunslinger or like Bounty Hunter or whatever that the first person shooter was, like the actual like 1-for-1 Necromunda like video game remake came out. Oh, what is this? Are these new kids? Oh, here we go, baby. Oh. Night Lords, let's fucking go. Oh my god. Let's go, dude. I'm so excited for this.
I kind of always want to know who gets the honor of being stuck on the banners.
Well, that's a good question.
We have come for you.
As chat has quite rightly noticed,
Dude, I am so excited for this Night Lords kill team. I am going to main this kill team for probably the next year. Oh my god, dude. Like, I listened to all three of the Night Lords, like the Night Lords trilogy back to back to back on Audible. Not sponsored, but they should sponsor me for the amount of Black Library books I listen to on that app. Oh my god.
You've got some chainsaws, you've got lightning claws, you've got all the kind of bat-headed aesthetic.
Yeah, so this is a team.
One thing worth noting, I think the bat heads are a little bit more kind of streamlined and restrained maybe than some of the Night Lords helmet we've seen in the past. They look a little bit.
Yeah, so it's basically a Chaos Legionnaires like chassis, but with a Night Lords upgrade sprue.
Phenomenal looking kill team, very cool. Let's have a look at some of the.
Oh, I can't wait to play these.
This is amazing, by the way. I gotta say that there's some elements here.
Yes, it's a Legionnaires kit with a Night Lords like expansion sprue.
A
A bit on the mess side? No, it is not, dude. Shut up. Are you kidding me? Look at these guys.
Fell rituals have gone on there, but fundamentally,
Night Lords are like they're my favorite. They're my favorite Chaos faction, period. The Legionnaires that Shane was playing at Worlds this past weekend, I had painted up as Night Lords. Because Aiden Dembski Bowden does not miss when he writes a book about Chaos Space Marines. Or when he writes a Black Library book.
Even though these are all legionaries to some extent,
I really wanted Raptors. Yeah, like a jump pack guy would have been really cool in here.
Right there, the lightning claw wielding Night Lords, and those lightning claws very reminiscent of the Night Haunter from.
Like it's an upgrade sprue. It's got to be a pretty sizable upgrade sprue because it's like looking at this. It's like if you don't know what the base like Chaos Legionnaires kit looks like this looks like a whole new unit. Oh my God! Look at the cape. Oh, that looks so cool.
These are really cool.
I need this right now.
The chainsaw there is phenomenally cool detail. That's one of the most kind of metal chainsaws I think I've ever seen. And of course, the leader of your warband.
The Night Lords are just such a cool faction in that series. 45 Raptors would have been so much fun. I kind of miss the old days of Kill Team 2018, where I could just load up on Space Marines with jump packs and just send them 14 inches down the freaking battlefield. That was a wild thing. Yeah, like I don't even want to say it's like an expansion sprue. Like it's pretty sizable.
I think you have enough shoulder pads in there so that every single one of them can have the Night Lord's Legion symbol on the shoulder if they're not a kind of specialist, which is
I need that. I need those Night Lords shoulder pads because I've been putting those decals on the shoulder pads of Shane's kill team, and they're just not it. They're a little dated. How do you guys get your decals on your Space Marine shoulder pads to look like they're actually painted on? Because I was putting like Lamian, or not even Lamian medium. I was putting like Storm Shield or Ard Coat, whatever the matte varnish is over them. And it just didn't feel like it did anything.
Give it a go, right? It's a good excuse. Give it a go, right? And you know, it's certainly a lot easier.
All the heads alone would need half the space of an expansion sprue, yeah.
Embark on a full 100 model and tanks army of lightning. So you know, have a dabble, have a go of a kill team, see if you like it, and if you do, you can always.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this team.
We're not done. We're not done. We know a lot of you have tuned in.
Spit. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Nick?
Show you what I think is going to be the most impressive and spectacular miniature that's going to be releasing alongside the launch of the old world. So let's take a look at something.
So like I put them on with Microset and Microsol, and it was still like shiny, because it is like a reflective piece of plastic, essentially. Oh, hang on, Tomb Kings. Hang on, full stop. Stop the conversation. We're talking Tomb Kings, baby. Oh my God, that is awesome. Yo. It's going to take everything in my body to not buy the old world starter set. It's going to take every ounce of financial discipline that I have to not buy this starter set. Because I told myself, and I've been telling myself the past few weeks, Ryan, right, we're not going to get this old hammer like starter set when it comes out, okay, even though it's going to come with the rulebook and it's going to be a great deal because they always are. I'm going to wait for the Empire. Because Empire, old fantasy Empire, that is my faction. Something about just dudes with guns in a faction like that, you know, and they're just giving it to them pound for pound. I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, this mini is huge. Tomb King on Necrolith Bone Dragon.
zombie dragons that we've seen in the world ridden by vampires, almost like a crocodilian sort of head to it, and far less meat on its bones, perhaps, than some of the other undead constructs we've seen in the past. A very impressive model.
So what have we seen so far? We've seen Kill Team, we've seen... Did we see, like, base 40k? Yeah, we saw, like, some stuff for Necrons. We got Old Hammer. We got Underworlds. We got Horus Heresy. What's left? Like the Imperium one, or Legions Imperialis. Is Old World resin? I freaking hope not. It's 20... What year is it? 2023? Let's stop making stuff in Old World resin.
Lovely little details on there of like the death mask at the bottom there. That's probably what he looked like in life before old age and the ravages and the gaseous curse has wizened him away. Lots of lovely little kind of scarab details and skull details, kind of hinting at the kind of worship of death that obviously occurred within the land of Khemri itself.
Looks like someone's getting two. That's awesome in a comment.
I mean, yeah, you get two. I mean, it's phenomenal miniature. I think you'd be rude not to include at least one in your Tomb King's force. And the other thing that's really nice.
I like Contrarian Factions sci-fi setting. Give me dudes with katanas fantasy setting. I want guns.
You can use it like a Tomb King or a Tomb Prince on foot to lead your kind of infantry. So whichever one you decide to build.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, there's demons attacking us. What is our best form of defense? 16 dudes with matchlock muskets. Dude, sign me up. I can relate to those, alright? I can relate to the random human dudes with no superpowers or no magical abilities that just have guns. I can relate to that. Those are the real heroes.
Contrast paints and dry brushes and stuff would get your kind of most of it, the bone structure, done quite quickly, and then you could really take your time over the kind of gold and detail and the gems and all that sort of stuff. We've got some questions in there about
we also have some requests as well.
Yeah, I don't actually know if we have a close-up of the cat, but I think we will try and get that up on the Warhammer community website for you very soon. It does come with a mummified cat.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for the Night Lords. I can't even tell you.
As a profile, I think it might just be an aesthetic edition.
I literally cannot even tell you.
Yeah, but such a cool model. There's loads of bits in this as well. So if you build it as the Tomb King and you kind of keep the Lich Priest separate, you've got loads of different bits to kind of mix into the rest of your army and kind of jazz up your chariots and units and stuff like that. So it's a really, really fun model. This is on its way with a bunch of other new Tomb King things launching very early in 2024 alongside lots of the Bretonnian.
Very early 2024. All right, well, that's another model that I'm gonna skip on. I'm not gonna buy into Tomb Worlds. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait for Empire. I'm gonna wait for Empire, and I'm gonna sell all of my Song of Ice and Fire stuff, and then just free roll into that. Fun fact about me, I initially did not want to get into 40k. I wanted to play Warhammer Fantasy. And then I went away to school. And then while I was away in school, they dropped Warhammer Fantasy and they came out with Age of Sigmar, and I said, all right, I guess I'll play 40k. And the rest is history. My buddy just got done with a Legionary team pain as them, and now that he's a little bummed. Yeah, no, like the cool part is, like, I'm sure, you know, in like, if you were to run Night Lords as a Chaos Space Marine army, like I've been planning on doing for a while now, like the Legionnaires are still going to have play, but now this kill team is probably going to have like a unique like data sheet in 40k that you can transfer over, so you know. Yo, what's up, Jonah? You're just in time for the last preview. They always do this. Oh, we've seen so many cool previews, blah blah blah.
backstory, including kind of
You know what's coming. You know there's something big coming up right now.
miniatures range that really captures that essence and that feel. I think it's a really cool time for Age of Sigmar. Warhammer 40,000
Oh yeah, they're
is
definitely gonna have their own rules.
an incredibly cool
They're not just gonna come out with like, oh, this is a Chaos Space Marines
a good
Legion
Well, this has been true pleasure.
Legionnaire team, but with like Night Lords like stuff on them.
Warhammer all day.
I could do that. Let's do it again tomorrow.
We're
No,
gonna
it's
do
a
it.
it's a whole new team. They gotta have their own rules. There's no way they don't.
Champion games that we can cover between Warhammer 40,000 and
It would be really lame if they're just like, oh, we're gonna re-release this, and then it's like, oh, here comes Alpha Legion, and they're the same. They just look different.
The cat's gonna be there, I'm pretty sure.
It will be. Eddie, it's been a pleasure. And chat, it's been awesome. We'll see y'all next time, everybody.
Nah, don't say that. That wasn't it. Is that actually it? There was no Balefire or Shrive Talon. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a completely different team. Well, that's disappointing. I was expecting like a new Primarch or something to come back because it feels like that's just what they do at the end of these. Yeah, so Night Lords. Night Lords are looking pretty good. Let's go to Warhammer Community and see if they have an article up. Oh no, yeah, we had a huge 40k reveal. What am I talking about? We had Necrons and then they showed the new Dark Angel stuff. The heck, man? Where's my freaking Night Lords? You don't have an article up about the Night Lords yet? This is so disappointing. I need them. I need them now. We have come for you. Like, rest in peace anybody who's standing across the table from me at a tournament when I'm playing the Night Lords. I'm going to be insufferable with this horrible Nostraman accent. Yeah, I know, they got everything except Kill Team on here, dude. It's... yeah, Warhammer Underworld's up on here. Not me refreshing the page. Come on. What do you guys think of Legions Imperialis? Any of you guys have any sort of interest in Legions Imperialis? I think it's cool that you get like a bunch of like these models. Like it's epic scale, so you're gonna be able to field like narratively a much larger army than you otherwise would be able to in like Horus Heresy or something at a much cheaper price point. And it's like this is what the scale that like the Horus Heresy should be played at, in my opinion. Like a massive, massive scale. Don't say that. Don't say that. Kill Team's the redheaded stepchildren of GW. Come on, man. Don't say that. Oh, don't say it so. They have an option for like lightning claws on these guys. I feel like these Deathwing Terminators might have a worse stat line. Maybe they're just chunky blade guard. That'd be funny. That helmet's so ugly. If you're getting this model, the Asmodai model, you got to put the hood on him, man. You got to put the hood on him. I want to play 40k using epic scale, playing like 10,000 points aside, just full on legions. Yeah, the Deathwing do look sick. I don't know. Oh, you know what it is? You know what's off-putting? It's that they're like these guys. I'm not really a big fan of because they don't have the hoods. But if I can put the hoods on them, then I'm down. And it looks like you can. So yeah, if you're running, I feel like if you're running the Deathwing with like these helmets, like you're doing it wrong. Yeah, looking forward to those guys. I have no idea when I'm going to get a full 40k Dark Angel army fully online. Because that's doing a lot. That's doing a lot. Well, I really wish they had that Night Lords Warhammer community article out. That way I could look at those models and talk about that with you guys, but doesn't look like they have. So, tell you what, I'm going to take a short break and come back, and then we will see if it is up on the Warhammer community website here. And if it's not, then I'm going to call it, but if it is, then we will talk all about it a little bit more, all right? I will be right back. We are so back. We are so back. You thought I was gone. Nah. Nah, we are back. And still no kill team. Oh, wait, no, it's right here. The heck is this? Night Lords put the kill and kill team. Man, I hope so. I hope so. The traitor legions of heretic Astartes have been corrupted into savage and malevolent beings by their time exiled in the war, but few have fallen as far as the Night Lords. Their appetite for cruelty knows no bounds, and their unchecked mastery of fear makes them some of the most effective terror troops in the galaxy. Now it's your turn to wield their wicked blades on the fields of Kill Team. Even amongst their vicious and sadistic brothers, the Night Lords that make up the Kill Teams known as Nemesis Claws are brutal, unhinged murderers who commit the darkest atrocities for fun, draping themselves in the flayed skin of their victims and eking out every drop of fear and pain from those unfortunate enough to face them. This dedication to the arts of terror and ambush makes them shockingly effective special operatives. Few opponents can remain focused on the mission at hand while the screams of the dying echo across the Voxnet. Though they are valuable terror troops, no warlord would truly trust the monsters that make up a Nemesis Claw. Most are simply unleashed upon a world's defenders and left to their own devices as they seek out vital targets on which to slake their unholy appetites. Oh man, look at these guys. I think this guy here with the like the two claws, I think that guy's my favorite. This guy here with like this chain glaive looking thing, that one's really cool too. He's got all the skin dripping from him. Looks like they got some kind of like rogue, probably some kind of like sneaky guy with some kind of like poison weapon. The way they painted these guys up is pretty cool. I like how the lightning isn't like all over. It's on like just like one or two pieces of armor. Doesn't like overdo it. Despite their insatiable bloodlust, they are not roaring berserkers. The Night Lords are one with the shadows they inhabit and prize stealth just as much as savagery. Their faction ability, in midnight clad, obscures them from enemy fire while lurking around terrain, only to burst from concealment in a whirlwind of blood and blades. These twisted killers have a clear predilection for close combat sporting weapons designed for bloody carnage. Lightning claws, Nostraman, chain glaives, and lethal poisoned blades. Even those who opt for ranged weapons like plasma guns and missile launchers find ways to festoon them in hooks, blades, and barbs. The kit itself uses the phenomenal Chaos Space Marines as a base and adds an extra large upgrade sprue full of macabre tchotchkes? Macabre tchotchkes from draped skins and trophies to winged helmets and flensing blades. You'll also find new war gear for building unique Nemesis Claw operatives, like the Ventriloquar Icon Bearer, who carries a sorcerer's totem built from the ruined corpse of a murdered space marine. His puppets corrupted omophagia can mimic the voices of anyone whose flesh it consumes, a truly unnerving party trick. That's hilarious. After all of that, we wouldn't blame you for escaping back to the rest of today's reveals. Hit the below button. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so I'm very, very much looking forward to these guys. Hope you guys are too. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing else for you.